In this edition of City News, we'll show you who is saying goodbye to the city of Hawthorne. Also, find out how law enforcement is helping local parolees change their lives. And we'll show you what children and rubber bands have in common. These stories and much more coming up on City News. Hello and welcome to City News. I'm Abby Gremion. Sergeant Cognac Cognac has patrolled the streets of Hawthorne for over 26 years. He has finally decided to hang up his uniform and walk into the sunset. HCTV reporter Francisco Castillo shows us Cognac's last moments as a police officer.
Well, this is my last day.
Sergeant Cognac Cognac began his career as a cop in his mid-20s at the city of Hawthorne.
I've been a cop here for 26 years, since I was 24 years old, and I'm 50 now. I've seen a lot of changes in the city.
After so many years and witnessing all those changes,
I'm getting so old I can barely read these numbers.
Cognac put on his uniform one last time as he gets ready to retire from the Hawthorne Police Department.
It's kind of strange. You know, I mean, this has been over half my life I've been here. I've spent holidays and nights and days and good times and bad times here, and I've worked with some great and amazing people.
In his 26 years of service, he has patrolled the streets and has found ways to clean parks to make way for new and improved recreational services.
We're able to take abandoned tennis courts at a park, two parks, and transform them into beautiful futsal courts that the community uses. And it didn't cost any money to the city.
Sergeant Cognac also found a way to bring the residents of Hawthorne and the police department together under one roof over a cup of joe.
Coffee with a cop, I'll never be able to top that. I mean, we started an idea with John Dixon, who was my partner then, and Captain Keith Kaufman, who's now the chief of police in Redondo. We wanted to talk to people. We figured out a way to do it. We went to McDonald's, and now it's in 17 countries and 5 languages.
As Cognac Cognac continued his last day patrolling, he reminisced on the good old days, but one story in particular stood out from the rest.
I remember getting a call in the middle of the night of like an escaped horse, and we had to literally round up a horse in the middle of the night, chase this horse, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm in a police car in urban Los Angeles County and I'm rounding up a horse.
Lunchtime came around, and there was only one way he wanted to eat his last meal.
It's so funny, man, because you eat on the hood of the car all the time, because you got to go.
As the day began winding down, Sergeant Cognac started saying his goodbyes to some of the kids he helped with his many programs.
Go, and I'll see you guys at. I'll miss you too, buddy. Thank you, man. I'm proud of you, buddy. See you, kids. Wow, that was that's pretty emotional.
Back at the station, he logged on to the police department Facebook to bid a farewell to the Hawthorne community.
Hey everybody, Sergeant Cognac here. I'm in back of the police station, and this is it. I'm retiring.
Then, it was time for his final sign-off.
Attention all units, this is an end-of-shift broadcast for Sergeant Christopher Cognac, Hawthorne Police Department 5 SAM 3. After 26 years of service as a Hawthorne police officer, Sergeant Cognac has decided to retire. You have left a positive mark on both your coworkers and the community during your years of service. All of us at the Hawthorne Police Department and RCC wish you the very best in all of your future endeavors. Congratulations on your well-deserved retirement, Chris. Sergeant Christopher Cognac, Hawthorne Police 5 SAM 3, 912 for EOW. KDL 483, South Bay clear.
SAM 3, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Wow.
SAM 3, congrats, well deserved.
Sergeant Cognac Cognac took his last walk down the ramp, admiring a slogan the police department goes by, and into the locker room where he took off his shoes,
on my
his vest.
This is one of the greatest feelings in the world. And every cop I know will agree with me. So you do this.
Hung up his uniform, and closed his locker for the very last time. For HCTV, I'm Francisco Castillo.
All of us here at HCTV would like to wish Sgt Chris Cognac a happy retirement. He will be missed. Teresa Ann showed the Hawthorne Police Department the sweet side of lemonade. Tristan Davis has more.
This story begins with a young lady, a lemonade stand, and wanting to give back to the Baton Rouge Police Department. Love with Lemons was started by 5-year-old Teresa Ann Babcock, who shares what her organization is all about.
To give money to the police officers.
Originally from Las Vegas, Teresa and her father, Robert, have been touring California bringing lemonade to different police departments.
It originated because we saw all the police officers getting attacked, like Dallas and Baton Rouge. Well, after Baton Rouge, I said that was enough. We need to show the appreciation to the police officers that they are still loved and cared.
After raising over $1,000 for Baton Rouge Police Department, Teresa decided to keep the mission going. Hawthorne is their first stop of 22 police stations in California, ending in San Francisco.
It was just an honor to know that there's someone that young that has such a big heart and just wants to give back.
Teresa plans on raising money as long as she can, hopefully visiting more police departments in the future. For HCTV, I'm Tristan Davis.
To keep up with the progress of Teresa Ann, you can follow her on her Instagram at Love with Lemons. Law enforcement and local organizations are joining forces to help dozens of parolees get a fresh start. Rosna Suri has the inspiring story.
Former inmates often face enormous challenges finding work after they've been released. So, the South Bay Workforce Investment Board, California Law Enforcement, and the Employment Development Department have been helping parolees through a fairly new initiative. It's called Career Pathways 180 Job Preparation Academy and is held once every few months at the Inglewood One-Stop Business and Career Center.
There's a lot of people telling me that it's going to be hard for me because I'm fresh out, I'm a parolee, that nobody's going to take me. Basically, I just ruined my life, and what this program did for me is show me that I can do whatever I put my mind to.
Vincent Thompson, parole administrator with the LA Central Parole District, partnered with the mayor of Inglewood and SIBWeb to help parolees transition from incarceration to independence. The week-long program also includes a graduation ceremony and a job fair where participants have the opportunity to interview with potential employers.
It's a requirement of their conditions of parole to actually be employed or go to school or be doing something positive.
Research shows that the odds of going from prison to employment are not very high. Individuals on parole typically end up going back to prison. So, stable employment is a key to successful re-entry back into the community for many parolees.
About 2/3 of those that came through our program leave with a job.
I've just been offered a job with the Actors Gang to join the teaching team, so I'm very proud of that.
I was taught about job research. Basically, the whole 9 yards comes with employment, cover letters, resumes, how to conduct yourself at work.
Luis Mota was especially excited to join this program. He discussed some of the steps he took to try to integrate back into society after being in prison for 22 years.
Taking responsibility for what I've done and having a genuine understanding of the impact that I had on other people, but also trying to make amends for that. And also focusing on who I wanted to be.
Some graduates found themselves connecting with an unlikely messenger, Hollywood legend Danny Trejo.
If you stop using drugs and alcohol, your life will get progressively better. My life has started over and over and over again. Everything good that has happened to me has happened as a direct result of helping someone else.
Many agree that Career Pathways 180 has impacted those involved for the better.
Stay positive, even in adversity, because everything, even if it's a misstep, you can still come back and rectify it and move forward.
We're so often while incarcerated, told what we can't do. We spent a week being told that we can do anything and that there are no barriers. There's no age barriers, disability barriers, gender barriers, and it was refreshing, and I think we all came out of it very positive.
The class of 40 graduates is the third cohort to graduate from this program, and they're already on their way to securing employment. Reporting for HCTV, I'm Rasna Suri.
To learn more about the resources and programs the South Bay Workforce Investment Board has to offer, visit www.southbayonestop.org. Coming up next on City News, find out where students and children are gathering for a good meal. And that buzz in the air is something you need to be aware of. There's more news ahead. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Select Hawthorne schools are offering free lunch to all children and students over the summer break. Tristan Davis has the story.
The Hawthorne School District is hosting their annual seamless summer lunch program titled Eat Up for all Hawthorne children at no charge. We stopped by Eucalyptus Elementary School to see what all the buzz was about.
We have lunches that start right after school and they go all the way through August 9th. We're feeding students who are, and actually not necessarily students, but children who are 18 and under in the community, and parents are welcome to purchase the meal as well.
The program aims to provide healthy lunch opportunities to students and their families when school is not in regular session. Both Eucalyptus and Zela Davis Elementary Schools are offering the program this year.
Children are still growing, so it's really important for their bodies to have all the right nutrients, and we do offer fruit and vegetable every day, as well as whole grains and protein and milk, so that they're provided with what they need to grow.
The program is offered weekly, Monday through Thursday, from 12:30 to 1:30. No documentation is required, and the community is encouraged to participate. Both schools guarantee that a meal will be provided for everyone who attends. For HCTV, I'm Tristan Davis.
For more information on the Seamless Summer Lunch Program, you can visit their website at www.fns.usda.gov. The Community Emergency Response Team, or CERT, is scheduled for training the first 3 Saturdays of September 2018. Following a major disaster, police, fire, and EMS may not be able to fully meet the demands for calls of service. And through this training, members of the community can receive basic training in safety and life-saving skills. The training will be held at the Hawthorne Memorial Center Polaris Room, located at 3901 West El Segundo Boulevard. For more information and to sign up for this free training, you can go to www.fire.lacounty.gov. The first confirmed case of West Nile virus in Orange County is a reminder that the illness continues to be a cause for concern.
The first confirmed West Nile case in mosquitoes came this year on July 3rd in Garden Grove. The virus spreads from birds to mosquitoes, which then infect humans and animals.
The West Nile virus is simply a viral infection. It's a relatively mild viremia, and what that means is, for the most part, 80% of people have no symptoms whatsoever. 1 in 5 persons can have what people would think of as a typical viral illness.
The actual number of reported cases in California is small, but the exposure to the virus is far-reaching.
In the last 5 years, the West Nile virus average amount was about 221 cases in the area around Los Angeles. We estimate that there's about 10,000 cases a year just because of the size of the county.
There are things you can do to lower your risk for mosquitoes on your property and decrease your risk for getting West Nile.
Minimize your water use in general. Make sure the water is getting to where it's supposed to be and not to the gutter, not to a tire.
Dr. Chavez cautioned what to look for if you believe that what you've come down with is more than just your typical summer virus.
The red flags or the big concerns for us are, severe headaches, double vision, weakness, paralysis, things like that, stiff neck, fevers, hurting to look in a bright room or anything like that.
According to the CDC, people over the age of 60 are at a greater risk, as well as groups with compromised immune systems, persons who frequently use steroid treatments, or those who have donated or received an organ.
For more information on West Nile, you can visit the CDC website at www.cdc.gov/West Nile. When we return, we'll show you how some children are focusing on improving their footwork. Kids learning aerobic exercises while building a combination of strength and flexibility is available here at our very own Hawthorne Recreation and Community Center. Tony Long Jr. shows us more.
If your child is looking to work on their cartwheels while assembling coordination and confidence, then the Super Kids Fun and Fit Gymnastics Class is the place for them.
The Super Kids policy is just to introduce gymnastics as a fun sport, not so much on the competitive level, but teach the developmental skills so that we can break them down into smaller components for the kids. It's easier to learn.
Expectations from instructor Jolene Kirkpatrick involves only one concept for the kids to follow.
As far as like the children are concerned, I just want them to come in and have fun with what they're doing, whether it's they're proud of themselves because they learned how to do a forward roll, or if they're proud of themselves like Bella with getting up to the level of being able to do her handsprings.
Bella, one of the class participants, has an idea where she wants to showcase her talent in the future.
One day I want to go on America's Got Talent and then show my gymnastics.
Natalie, another student, has an activity she prefers to do while in the class, which is being on a balance beam.
When you balance, that's like helping you when you're in trouble.
Parent Jezaniah Webster sees the program as an opportunity to connect with others in the community.
These classes not just bring girls and boys together, it brings the adults where, we could meet other parents and be social. And just, it's just an upliftment for the city, the city of Hawthorne to just have so much programs under one roof.
The Super Kids Gymnastics program have different classes based on skill level for children ages 3 to 11. For HCTV, this is Tony Long Jr.
The year-round program has sessions lasting about 7 to 10 weeks. For more information, go to www.superkidsfun.com. Local gardeners have once again started harvesting their crops at the new location of the Hawthorne Community Garden.
Dylan and his mom, Jill Berkman, were proud to show the fruits of their labor from their plot at the community garden.
You get a sense of pride if you're eating something that you grew and you took the time to do instead of just buying it at the supermarket.
And instilling that sense of pride and teaching valuable life lessons through gardening is something that these gardeners hope to teach their children.
I think that the kids need to learn about the environment and how to protect it and how to use it for their needs while still sustaining, healthy soil.
Teaching them that labor is important. What goes into our food is important.
The children involved in this plot have learned real-world applications to their studies through their efforts in the community garden.
We had the kids start a few of the plants from seeds, and then we went to the local nurseries and got some other plants to kind of supplement.
We have these little milk cartons that we poke holes into, and then whenever the soil needs more water, the water from the milk carton will go out the little holes, but otherwise it'll just stay in.
The community garden is growing more than just produce, but more importantly, commonality and community.
Plots in the community garden are $30 a year and can be purchased through the Hawthorne Parks and Recreation Department. For more information, call 310-349-2901. Children are getting their legs up on the competition by learning the sport of soccer. Tony Long Jr. shows us more.
Kids gathered at the Betty Ainsworth Sports Center to participate in the Gold Time Competitive Soccer Clinic, one of the many youth sports programs happening in the summertime.
We work fundamentals and skills that they need to learn for soccer, such as dribbling through cones, ball control, shooting. So we'll take them outside and, they can shoot around in the futsal courts.
Although it's an important factor, fundamentals are not the sole focus of what the coaches are teaching at the clinic.
We do a lot of passing and a lot of teamwork type of games that we like to do as well, just so that the kids can have fun.
They're trying to teach kids and everything, to actually work with each other, but also by themselves. So and it requires listening, understanding, and vision.
Joaquin, who loves playing soccer, discusses his experience of playing two different positions.
As in forward, I ran up to try to score a goal, and I did. And in midfield, I just ran up and down trying to get the ball.
He was also not candid on what sports clinic he prefers the most.
I enjoy soccer the most because I've done it pretty much my whole life. So it's like my most favorite thing or sport that I do.
For those who missed out, don't worry. There are more sports programs occurring throughout the summer, including basketball and volleyball, to keep your child active. For HCTV, I'm Tony Long Jr.
For more information on other sports clinics and programs, contact the Hawthorne Recreation and Community Services Department at 310-349-1640. That does it for this edition of City News. Thanks for watching. If you have any story ideas, please call us at 310-349-1630 or email us at hctv@hawthorneca.gov. Don't forget, you can watch City News online on YouTube by searching Hawthorne Community Television. We'll leave you now with more footage from the gymnastics class. See you next time.